Jaheira, Boo is trying his best to explain, but I still do not understand your anger.
Do not hide behind your hamster, Ranger. You do not understand because you do not listen. We were the first to discover the cult. And if you had only waited, we might have marshaled our numbers and...
Good does not wait for evil to button up its breeches. When it offers buttocks for the smacking, Minsc and Boo greet cheek with hand.
This mess falls on our heads, Minsc. The city under siege, its people poisoned by the cult. It all might have been avoided if you had just put your feelings aside and listened. I have seen too much to believe destiny has taken our side. Blind luck, perhaps. The point remains. You meant well, Minsc. But you exposed the city to harm. You helped the cult spread. And worse, perhaps than any of this, you forced me to leave you behind.
But this is where Minsc falls short of the understanding, Jaheira. What else is a berserker for, if not to charge into danger ahead of his Wicklaren?
The Wicklaren, wise women of Rashomon, each bonded to a berserker bodyguard for life. There is no higher title, nor deeper bond in all of Rashomon custom.
Wicklaren? Minsc, I am not your witch. You are not my bodyguard. This is not some high lodge of your homeland.
Boo agrees you're a queer kind of witch. But this city is a queer place. And Minsc, you may have noticed, is sometimes strange himself. The titles matter not. Only this. When Minsc does as Minsc does, and charges in to make a mess, Jaheira does as Jaheira does, and finds a way to save us all anyway.
Well, at least you're getting to know him a little better. I am your friend, Ranger. I am not your witch. There will be no ointments or healing balms.
Not even for Boo? You will grow to like Jaheira's incense in time. Like chewing herb, Minsc is an open book, with many pretty pictures. Oh, my friend. There is much more to know of Minsc's homeland than he could ever put into words. Boo might fare better, but his home is far stranger again. Well, in many ways, it is the very opposite of this city. The far side of Faerun, with empty plains, white forests, and peaks that pierce the very belly of the sky. But it is like the city too. Here, it is loud with the daily wailing of people. In Rashomon, it is also loud, if you know where to listen. The Telthors, guardian spirits of every root, rock, and tree. Here in the sleeping lands they are silent, but in the far north, they know how to speak still. Such a skeptic, my friend. Minsc cannot prove the point to you, for the Telthors of this land lie sleeping. And for this, we had best be glad. In Rashomon, a Telthor is wind and snow and soil. In Baldur's Gate, it would be stink and stain and a far less pleasant type of soil. If my meaning is not clear, just check under your boot. The first time, my Dajema, a warrior's quest of proving. Minsc quickly proved that quests do not always go as the stories say. As you know, he stumbled at the first step, protecting his witch. After wandering a ways and some savings of the Sword Ghost, Minsc returned to Rashomon to find a welcome fit for hamsters and heroes. The Iron Lord himself came to bear witness to Boo. Minsc of Rashiman, said he, your Dajema is done. Minsc politely disagreed. Dinah here was dead, and so his Dajema could never be done. Then swear your service to me, Minsc of Rashiman, said he. Serve your land as your lord's chosen champion. Minsc politely disagreed. It was a little awkward, but he had already sworn his service to Boo. Minsc of Rashiman, said he, you insult your Iron Lord. We will settle this matter in the circle of combat. It was only polite for Minsc to agree. After they carried the Iron Lord away, the Council of Witches gave Minsc a pack of provisions and said it would be best if he continued his adventures for a time. Yes, Boo, that was before we were stone. Perhaps we are due a little homecoming when all of this is done, no? As you wish. Boo, do you have much to say on the matter of something else? You come to speak of the last time Minsc stood watch? Minsc is an open book, with many pretty pictures. We have. Is it not wonderful? To irk your friend so that she wishes to fill you with some crossbow quarrels, but knowing she never will for fear of hitting your hamster. There is no need for sweet words between companions such as we. Too often those are the weapons of flatterers and frauds. But she who will beat you about the head with the cold and pointy truth, that is a true Wicklaren. You suggest that Minsc uses the term lightly? Simply leaps from Dinah to Jaheira with no caring for the custom itself? An unworthy thought. And wrong. In between, there was also Eri, my second witch. She needed a protector, and Boo suggested that it might as well be Minsc. And when she went her own way, Minsc and Boo set to thinking. There is power in the Wicklaren bond. Far too much to be wasted on weeping. To use that power to serve the living does not sully the dead. It honors them. So, duty, camaraderie, help in troubled times. What I call the bond of a Wicklaren, you simply call friendship. I think I understand your meaning. Then Jaheira is my Wicklaren. And so are you. You are my Wicklaren. And Astarion is my Wicklaren. And Gale is my Wicklaren. And Shadowheart is my Wicklaren. And Mintara is... a friend of yours, I am sure. My thanks to you, Wicklaren. You have given me much to think on. And should some enemy knock it loose again, Boo shall remind me. A little rest to brush the road from Boo's fur, and then back to our adventuring. Minsc is an open book, with many pretty... Boo is ready with the musings. She hangs split between her two sides, like a flipped coin that Boo once ate while it was still in the air. But, like Boo, after a great struggle within, I think Shadowheart has finally brought that coin to earth. She has shown herself to be a true Sharan, and lost to all but Lady Loss herself. are asking Minsc to be pragmatic. That is a word that Jaheira uses to win arguments. It does not work on Minsc, because Minsc does not know what the word means. The enemy of my enemy is my sword and my boot. But the enemy of my enemy may also be my enemy, for evil often eats itself for supper. I still do not understand pragmatic, but I believe you are a friend to Minsc and Boo, and an enemy to evil. If we must.
The cub speaks. Not so much a term of age or affection as simple old habit. You object? The cub and the crow. Sounds like a cautionary tale, as it probably should. Ask it. I did, though I don't often speak of it. So many seem to think they know the whole story already. I find it a pity to correct them. We can speak of old battles later. Our plate is piled high with catastrophes enough for the present, huh?
How did you? Oh, it's you. I must have let my mind wander. Enough for you to wander in. Forgive me. I am drained. Ever since you killed Ketheric and took his netherstone, the Chosen's control of the brain has been brittle. Its rebellion against Orin and Gortash has been fierce, even as it executes their final orders. Once those orders are complete, there is a good chance it will break free.
You feel the Emperor's fear as if it were your own. An elder brain enslaved is one thing. An elder brain unleashed will be the end of everything.
Beautiful, isn't it? The mighty Prince Orpheus, contained in submissive slumber. Come. You may as well sit a while, now that you are here. Your company isn't unwelcome. Trying to guard us. The brain is restless, but I am distracted, and my lack of focus is endangering us. I'm haunted by memories. They are relentless. I can think of nothing. No one else. Duke Stelmane, or Belin, as I knew her. I wasn't ready for her death. You thought you were my first ally. Far from it. I have long sought the allyship of others. It is the only way to succeed. Though my relationship with Belin was different from my relationship with you. In a way, but not the way you're thinking of. In life, she was my business partner, back when we ran the Knights of the Shield. A difficult task for a mind flayer. Duke Stelmane trusted me, and the city trusted her. I conceived the plot, but Belin took center stage. It was she who met with the merchants, politicians, and patriarchs. It was she who negotiated deals and signed off on agreements. Her rooms played host to the most important conversations in the city. Together, we brought order to chaos. At its height, everything that happened in that city went through the shield. Through us. I could not have done any of it without her. Just as I cannot do any of this without you. But now, she is gone. I appreciate your understanding. What I feel is deeper than superficial cures can reach, and not entirely unwelcome. Most people think that mind flayers are soulless husks who feel nothing. I am glad you are not most people. I won't. Another quake. The brain is rebelling again. I need to focus.
Boo seems like a worthy addition to our group. His pet, Minsc, may prove useful also.
Unnerving though it is, the Emperor is the reason we have made it this far. And if the Gith Princess... A disparate collection of vagabonds and strays. Did you have anyone particular in mind? He would despise me if he had the wits to understand me. But as long as he believes we have a common cause, he does not see beyond that. I enjoy his simplicity. Oloth help me. Sometimes I almost envy it. Indeed. As we saw when he acted as the Stone Lord, Minsc is a dangerous tool. A powerful weapon without a mind to guide it. His righteous rage has been directed at my people in the past, and it can be as brutal and merciless as any act committed by the Drow. Fortunately, for now, he punches wherever we point, and serves our needs well. Then speak. Very well.
Pave my path with corpses. Build my castle with bones.
Minsc seems quite the, enthusiastic ally. Would all do well to remain on his good side. And out of the range of his fists.
So, we can add one bald wall of muscle to our little group. I'm sure he'll come in handy. Maybe as a doorstop.
They say that home is where a person can be their truest selves, without guile, without pretense. You did well to see off the Githyanki who had invaded mine. And now that you have seen where I come from, you know all there is to know about me. At least, all that matters. The flavors of my favorite fiddlehead soup, should you wish to experience it for yourself. My beloved confidant and loyal companion Rascal. The very first reward I gifted myself on completion of my first adventure. The garments with which I concealed and later constructed my appearance as the Emperor. We spoke of my relationship with Duke Berlin Stelmane, a story I have told no one else. I have no more secrets from you. No need to resort to subterfuge. We are true allies now, working towards a common goal. By necessity, not design. But I'm glad you appreciate the richness of my experience. Yours has been no less exciting. But even with all your experience, it has not been easy. The only way we were ever going to get close enough to the brain to destroy it was by working together. But few would trust a mind flayer. So I did what I had to convince you. I studied you. Your motivations, your actions, your desires. I deduced the best way to align your goals with my own. considered that you were just a problem to be solved. And not an easy one at that. But I persisted. I needed your absolute dedication to the cause. I anticipated the challenge, and I anticipated your resistance. What I didn't anticipate was how exhausting it would be. You were stubborn, antagonistic. You didn't want to listen. You even tried to kill me. Antagonistic to the very end. But you made your choices. Such is the burden of freedom. And now we must move on. The Elder Brain's hive mind has grown to monstrous proportions. And through the Crown's magic, it has complete control over each and every member. It was intelligent before, but now, with its hive mind established across the city, it is well on its way to becoming indestructible. You know now of your father's plans to use the Elder Brain to slaughter the world over. One need not read minds to foresee the horrors he will pen with your hand if you do not stand against him. We must stop it while we still can, before we too